slok first. And second, Adinath Bhagwan discussed about these in these two slokas that definitely I would like to compose. But here in third slok, there is a conflict, and that conflict resolve here. यह संस्तुतः सकलवाङ्मयतत्त्वबोधात् उद्भूत बुद्धिपटुभिः सुरलोकनाथैः स्तोत्रैर्जगत्त्रितय चित्तहरैरुदारैः स्तोष्ये किलाहमपि तं प्रथमं जिनेन्द्रम्. O Lord, your pious feet stool are worshipped by celestial beings, just as an ignorant child try to impossible task of grasping the moon from its reflection in a pool of water out of impudence alone. An ignorant man like me is excited to compose a stuti in praise of you, a great soul like you. Oh my God. Yes. Sorry, I pasted slok second in it. So just the word meaning. Pujit means worshipped. Padpeet, foot where a stool where Lord put his own feet. Buddha vina, Buddha with the intelligence. Rahit, devoid. Aham, मैं mantung. Stotum, to eulogize you. Samudyati means I'm eager or I'm very ready. Like a balam, a child. Vihai, accept. Anya means others. Anya ka jana hai means which anya woman. Jal sansthit, set in the water. Indu, the moon. Bimbam, sahasa, reflection of the moon, and swiftly. Grahitum, to catch. Ichhati, ichha karta hai. So in this slok, mainly the first thing that there are some extraordinary divinity of the Tirthankar, and which are known as Atishay. So mainly there are so many Atishay, 34, 35 related to speech and body. So I'm not going to discuss all of them, but Hemachandracharya, in his Anya Yoga Vyavachedika, it is a philosophical treatise about different philosophy and comparing and contrasting Jain philosophy. So here in his first slok of Anya Yoga Vyavachedika, Acharya Hemchandra composed and wrote Pujatisay, Jnanatisay, Vachanatisay, and Apayapagamatisay. In these four categories, in the sloka of Bhaktamara, pujatishay, extraordinary reverence towards the Lord, and that is in a high tone. So here, the first slok, second slok, and even third slok is devoted to the pujatishay, one who is worthy. Arha, the root arha is coming from the worthiness. So there is the worthiness of arhat, worthiness of tirthankar, and the extraordinary reverence, not only human beings, but from the divine beings also. So here the puja tisai is specially. uh, mm, पाद पीठ है स्तोतुम पाद पीठ hai. So here, oh Lord, your, like, people venerate you is okay, is a quality person. But people venerate your padpeet, your singhashan, your chhatra, your chamar, because later on those atishay will be there. So your padpeet, the stool on which you put your feet, is also worshipped by the divine beings. So, O Lord, your padpeet is worshipped. And not only the human being, the term is vibhuda. Vibhuda worshipped. So here, vibhuda, the common meaning is divine being. But there are some more meaning. Vibhuda. Budh. Budh means buddhiman, one who endowed with the high intellectual power. So that type of person. So some people are abuddha, means they don't have high intellectual power. And some people have very high intellectual power. And you know, the power, knowledge is power. Knowledge is the highest power. And Jain congregation specially believe in the attainment of enlightenment, and that is also related to knowledge. As a beautiful example given by Jayacharya, 200 years ago, he composed some uh, treatise on knowledge, and there he explained that five knowledge can be understood by one example. And one example is like a choki, a stool covered by the dust. Suppose someone never opened his house for 10 years or 15 years, so the house is also full of dust and many things. Those who are like stool or table or chair, everything is covered by the dust. So that dust is all over. So once he thought, oh, this stool is covered. And then he put in it outside, and suddenly there is a wind, and that is coming from eastern side. So one side of the stool is uncovered by the wind, rush of the wind, and the wind uncovered one part of it, and then under that there is that part is bit silvery and glowing. Then there is a wind from the north side, and the north part is also uncovered, so that is also glittering with the silver shining. Then suddenly wind is constantly changing, so the east side wind uncovered one more corner, and then west side also uncovered one more corner. So east, west, north, south, all four corners were uncovered. And then he saw, oh my God, this is something like a silver stool. Might be my grandparents made it out of the silver. So it is a silver stool. And Then he thought, might be it is full of silver. So he went inside, brought some uh, duster, and cleared it. And he found, oh, not only the four corner, but the stool is made out of silver. So it is precious. Similarly, the one side is uncovered. It means Mati Yan is uncovered. Then the other side is uncovered. Then Srutagyan is uncovered. Then the third side is uncovered, means Avadhigyan is uncovered. And the fourth side, Manahparyav Gyan, mind reading Gyan, is also available. And when finally the whole dust removed from that stool, then now he can understand, oh, this tool is made out of silver, it is very precious and costly for me. So same thing happen at the stage our mati gyan is uncovered. So we have knowledge of mind. We can read, we can think, we can rethink, we can recollect from the past memories, we can imagine. So it is all is related to our mati gyan, but we can read through books, and that is Srutagyan. So it is like second corner is also uncovered, but our whole Matigyan and Srutagyan is not uncovered yet. Still there is so much left. And then the third part, that is Avadhigyan, and Avadhigyan breaks so many barriers. You are sitting here, you can see what is happening in Manchester or what is happening in India. You can see through your Avadhigyan. So that is like a third corner. And that Avadhigyan is not open yet to us. But divine beings and hellish beings have Avadhigyan as a birthright. So they have Avadhigyan. And here, mind reading gyan, some people have that capacity but might be erased. The full fledged mind reading is so used. So mind reading gyan, as Tirthankar get initiation, right after initiation, as they left their household life and they take initiation themselves, they became as an ascetic. So in that condition they gain Manahparyav Gyan right after that. So Manahparyav Gyan is there. So four corners are uncovered. But you know, many years of sadhana and meditation, Tirthankar attain the final liberation, and that liberation is the liberated state of final liberation, means Keval Gyan. And in that stage, the Tirthankar attained enlightenment and Keval Gyan. So the Jain, according to the Jain path of spirituality, is totally connected with the knowledge. And without knowledge, how we can understand and how we can develop. So Bhagwan have Jnanatishay because of Keval Gyan. And due to that extraordinary state of knowledge, all divine beings are always worship you, not you only, but your accessories, your singhasan, and your uh, uh, stool where you put your feet. So all are worshipped by the divine being. So here in this sloka, the puja tishay is there. And also, Acharya Mantu had some key question. Okay, now I'm ready. And you can see Bhagwan's image, and Bhagwan is sitting on a lotus flower like a singhashan, and in front of him, Padapeeth hai. Padapeeth means that small lotus type of stool where Tirthankar put their feet, and all divine beings and deities are there for worshipping. So, in that situation, Acharya Mantung feel, am I able to do that prayer? I'm my feasibility, and he is now thinking about his power. And you know, there are so many types of power: the power of wealth, power of position, power of morality, and power of intellectual power. So, you know, the power of wealth. Sometimes people need wealth, and the wealth is given by worthy donors. And there are so many people, they did their giving, their donation for the noble cause and good cause. So, in that, the state of power, the wealth is also a great power in this world. And second power is position. Some people have high post in government or in different companies or different places, so that is also one power. Through their power they can do some work. The third power is the power of intellectual, and the intellect power of intellect is also very important. In the history, Akbar, Birbal, whenever Akbar had some question, he always asks to Birbal. Once he got a question, whose feet are beautiful, my feet my feet are beautiful, or my Begum's feet are beautiful? And then he raised this question in the court, and whole courtier and everybody was there. Birbal thought, what shall I do? But he had a special type of boon. So he said, definitely, Maharaj, I understand. Your feet are definitely great. Then the Begum, she became some furious because she said, my feet are ornamented. My feet, like their people, they have pedicure, then nail polish and massage and so many things for the feet also. And feet are really important. So she became so angry. And then at night she asked to Akbar Badshah, okay, I have one power, and for that, with that power, I would like to ask you, please give a commandment that from tomorrow Birbal should leave our country. Now Vatsa became so worried that every time, whenever there is difficulty, I ask Birbal, and he always has some ready-made answer. So what shall I do? Next day, he invited Birbal when he was eating, and at that time, Begum Sahiba was serving him one, two small things and asking, take this and take that. And at that time, Birbal came. Begum annoyed, and she said, why you called him now? Then he said, no, I want him. How he said that my feet are very important. Then Birbal responded, look, Begum Saiba, in Indian culture, we have one thing. If husband is there, then lady can adorn themselves. If husband is there, they wear so many ornaments and they do makeup and they have all the facility, whatever they want, they ask their husband and they can get. And that's why I told Maharaj, if your feet are there, then her feet are feet are also, she is also blessed. And therefore, I can say, with your husband's feet, you are blessed. If he is no more, you can't have all this luxurious life. Now Begum Saiba understood. And then she said, now I understood. So, first day he interpreted everything in different way. Second day, he interpreted the same thing in different way. So one who have the power of intellectual, they can make so many interpretations. So the power of intellect is also important. Then the power of morality or power of spirituality, that power is the highest power. You know, so many people have a powerful position and so much wealth and divine being, they have wealth and everything, but they want to come to the Lord. Why? Because of his spiritual power, because of his highest knowledge power. We have different power: mati gyan, sruta gyan. Divine being have avadi gyan. Mind some monks and nuns in Mahavidya Kshetra, they have Manahapariya Gyan also. But the Lord Tirthankara and Kevali have the highest knowledge, and that knowledge is the knowledge of enlightenment or Keval Gyan. And that Keval Gyan, due to that Keval Gyan, everybody is looking for the feet and looking for the Samavasran and want to hear from the Tirthankar himself. So now uh, Mantung Acharya came to this conclusion that I'm nowhere else. I cannot stand in the power of wealth, power of knowledge, power of anything, but I have the power of humbleness. I have that innocence power, and I can dedicate myself to the Lord. And then with my dedication, if I dedicate, it means I connect, I merge myself with the Tirthankar, and due to that, I can do whatever I desire. And therefore, he is now thinking about the parinidhan. Abhed paridhan, Abhed pranidhan means merging oneself to the Lord. And here the same term is used by Acharya Patanjali in Yoga Sastra. In the theory of yoga, samapatti is a very important term. And in the samapatti, he mentioned one beautiful example. Samapatti is a state in which one can understood the sweet milk. Yes, this is a state of oneness. You see, in one jar there is milk, and in one pot there are sugar cubes, and all these are in the two apart utensils. But when someone put the milk in a glass and mixed one or two sugar cubes and then stir, the sugar mixed milk is the sweet milk. And now, after some time, if someone asks, give me two sugar cubes out of this milk, that is not possible, because that is samapatti, that is satmikaran, assimilation of sugar in milk. So here, the third slok, there are so many samapatti. So Acharya Mantung try to uh, try to think himself like a child, innocent child, and that innocent child tried to take Chanda Mama, moon, and moon is in the sky, and then the if child became uh, obsessious for something, then he asked, I need moon, I need that toy, I need that. And in that situation, what is possible? Parents put a big ball of the water, and then there is a reflection. And now they ask, okay, see, the moon is here. And then the child, innocent child, tried to touch that, and it tried to grab that, though it is not possible to take, but his mind is totally indulged there. He have no question why it is moving, why it is cool, why it is this, because his intellectual power is not much developed, but his innocence is there, and due to innocence he totally dedicated his mind towards the reflection of moon. So Acharya Mantung, he said, O Lord, I also Balam Vihaya Jala Sanskrit Mindu Bimba. Who is there? Who is like that Bal? Try to grab the moon from moon from the reflection. So I also dedicate myself so innocently like that child, and I would like to be like that child. So that is the samapatti. Now his mind is totally absorbed in the moon, reflection of moon, without any logic, without any question. So sa lokye, there are so many types of bhakti, and here I would like to discuss five types of bhakti, which is discussed in Vedic literature and Puranic literature. So the first type of bhakti is salokya. So attainment of the Brahma Loka, the same space, according to the Vedic philosophy, the Brahma Lok where Brahma himself reside. So those who want to go there, they attain the Brahma Loka. So that is the Sa Lokya, in the same lok, in the same space. Second type of bhakti is sarupya. Sarupya means enjoying the grandeur like Lord. So one who reached there and also having the same type of facilities as the Lord Brahma himself have. Then the third type of attainment of the bhakti is samipya, closed, very close to the supreme being. So oneness, or like closeness to the supreme being. And then samya is state, in the samya state, in enjoying a similarity with the Lord. So with the quality samya, so he became very much equal to the Lord. And then Leenata, the fifth stage, means oneness with the Lord. So there is no separate existence. Lean means lie lean. Lie lean means totally merging with the Lord. So, as I have given this example of sugar and milk, so now milk and sugar is one. So, that is sweet milk. But we cannot separate and cannot make sugar as it is out of the milk. So, in that situation, suppose if you added what milk, sugar in water, and might you can take out the sugar through some process, but with the milk it is not possible. So different thing happened with the different mixture. So in this condition, the samapatti Samadhi means oneness or Parinidhan. Abhed Pranidhan is also a state of Samapatti, means Bhakt and Bhagwan is not two. And here we can understand that if Lord is different, but his knowledge is everywhere, omnipresent, omni. And according to Jain philosophy, when there is samudghat, whole Brahmand, whole universe is full of the space point, means Atma Pradesh of the Tirthankara or Kevali. Normally, Tirthankara don't perform any Samudghat, but Kevali Samudghat is very prominent. So, in that situation, his knowledge is everywhere, and also he can know each and every part of the universe, and that's why he has that knowledge of the universe, of the all three times of present, past and future. So in that condition, when Acharya Mantung dedicated himself to the Lord, it means he had that capacity that he can understand, or he can get that power. So this sloka is very much merging oneself with the bigger power, higher power, and this sloka is Sarva Siddhi Dayak and providing supernatural powers also. And also for the development of the childlike innocence and purity, this sloka is very, very important. So I I would like to conclude with a few points. That first thing, the sloka is dedicated on the Pujatishay and Jnanatishay. The sloka is defining the capacity of a bhakt can be enhanced by the samapatti or abhed parinidhan. Then third point, if we connect ourselves with the higher power, our capacity is also developed or enhanced. And the fifth point is bhakti. Where there is bhakti, something which is not possible, impossible can be possible. There is a great story of two saints of Maharashtra, Acharya Namadev and Acharya Gyanadev, two famous saint of the saint tradition. The both are on the journey of Kolayat Tirth, and on this journey, so many yatris were with them. So once they became tired and they sat there, and nearby there is a well. So Saint Gyanadev, he felt so much thirsty, and he went nearby the well, and he put the bucket in the well with a rope, and he took out some water and he drank. And Gyanadev, when he finished his this work, he was sitting there, and after some time, Namdev was also thirsty, and he started Bhagwan's bhakti, Lord Chaitanya's bhakti in Abhanga Raga. And in this Abhanga Raga, he started singing his bhajan. And he saw, after some time, the water of well was up, and he reached there and he drank the water by his hand. And then he shared that water with all the Yatri Sangha and all the birds and animals. Sant Gyandev, he was amazed. Intellectually, his composition, Gyaneshwari, so logical, so powerful. It is a kind of gem. But Sant Namadev, his bhakti was par excellence, and he did with the special heart, special power, and that bhakti became really uh, a live bhakti. He was totally merged in the bhakti, and due to the abhanga rag, due to some meter and some melodious rag, some miracle happens. So, you know, one is intellectually high, the other one is in bhakti so much high. So, the bhakti of Acharya Mantum made a great impact on the mind and body of humankind, and therefore Bhaktamara is so popular, so much in depth of each and every sloka. You know, there are so many commentaries written on Bhaktamara. So if and many acharyas, monks, and sadhu and sadhvi, they delivered their lecture. So, due to all these explanation and interpretation of the Bhaktamar Stotra, we also can open a different gateway of our bhakti, and we can gain more power to purify ourselves and get more knowledge, and more knowledge is the pathway of the final enlightenment. This knowledge is not degree based, not certificate based. This is knowledge of the uncovering the jnana varniye, darshana varniye, mohaniye, and antaraya karma. Just four ghati karmas are deleted or purified or attained the state of purification, then only we can get the final attainment of the liberation. So I conclude my speech here, and if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask question.
Vandami Naman Swami.
Omar Ham.
Um, Samniji, when you were discussing Samapati, you went through various different kinds of Samapati, and in one of them, which was Samipya, you mentioned Supreme Being rather than the Lord, which you mentioned in others. Was this just by error, or
Yeah, a supreme being is also for Lord. For Lord, or for yeah, for someone who is supreme in that state of purity. So supreme being, I used that word.
Okay, all right. Because we don't believe in a supreme soul, we believe all souls are equal. So,
Yeah, that's why I mentioned that the concept of samapatti from Yoga Shastra of Patanjali, and that's these types of bhakti is from the Puranic Vedic literature.
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And terms are also from there only. Our term is in equal abhed parinidhan. Abhed parinidhan means merging oneself.
Okay. I'm done.
Any other question? No? Then I'll do Mangal part. Hold your hands in prayer pose. Close your eyes gently. Chattari Mangalam, Arhanta Mangalam, Siddha Mangalam, Sahu Mangalam, Kevali Pannato Dhammo Mangalam. Chattari Loguttama, Arhanta Loguttama, Siddha Loguttama, Sahu Loguttama, Kevali Pannato Dhammo Loguttamo. चत्तारि शरणं पवज्जामि, अर्हन्ते शरणं पवज्जामि, सिद्धे शरणं पवज्जामि, साहु शरणं पवज्जामि, केवलिपन्नतं धम्मं शरणं पवज्जामि। ये 4 शरणा सगा और सगो न कोय, जे भव्य प्राणी आदरे, अक्षय अमर पद होय, विघन हरण मंगल करण, स्वाम भिक्षुनो नाम, गुण ओळख समरण किया, सरी अचिंत्या काम, अंगूठे अमृत बसे, लब्धि तना भंडार, श्री गुरु गौतम समरिये, मन वांछित फलदातार, सिद्ध साधु प्रणमी करी, ऋषभादिक 24, स्तवना करूं प्रमोद धरी, जय जसकर जगदीश, जय जसकर जगदीश, जय जसकर जगदीश।